Hello people, Mark here from Asian Veld. Just thought I'd do this little video, something a bit different, to sort of my story, sort of break it up, but still get a video out a day or a couple of videos out each day for people. This video, I had an idea for it. I was speaking to my friend about it the other day, about doing this. So, doing a comparison between UK and Thailand prisons, sort of what it's like walking into them, what it's like spending your first day, what the overall experience is like. I spent roughly around 2.5 years in prison in the UK, based over 2 sentences, and I spent a couple of months in the prison and immigration system in Thailand. So I can compare it on certain levels, obviously not on like big sentences, but I can compare most things. So yeah, I mean, mainly the difference between UK and Thailand is night and day. Absolutely everything's different. I'm going to put in a few photos of sort of things throughout this, of getting just general comparisons. So I mean, starting with just your first day, say from court, leaving court in England, you put in the bus, sort of Serco, or them sort of bus, the prison buses. People call them the sweatbox. So you put inside the sweatbox, you're sitting there, you're in a little sort of room, there's a door there shut. Sometimes a TV, sometimes they even play a movie for you. If not, there's music playing normally. Everyone's sort of shouting and things like that. Normally, if there's a couple of people arguing on the bus, maybe they've just come from court together. But you sit there, you've got a bottle of water, you might have a little something like that. And yeah, you're sitting down, normal chair. Walking in, sort of your first day, you're sort of going in, you've got your own bag of clothes. If you know you're going in, you've normally got a big bag of clothes there. Walking in, you meet sort of people like the trustees sort of things, in English ones. You sort of meet them, sit down, do you see the doctor and things like that. Are you feeling down and blah blah blah, any medical needs you need. You then normally get a pack, like a food pack, so you sit there, be able to eat. Food's normally half decent compared to Thailand prison. It's pretty nice. And then you get given, you can either choose a canteen pack or a smoker's pack, depending on whether you're a smoker or not. So you get given a vape pen, sort of a couple of the liquid pods. You sort of walked onto an induction wing. Now, when I was there, I got put in a single cell, so I was there, my own bed, my own space, my own cell for the first couple of weeks. If not, worst case, you're getting put in a double, which is normally a bunk bed or 2 single beds, shared between 2 of you. You've got TV, you've got your bedding, got pillow, so you got a little mattress, not a big mattress, but it's like a thin little blue mattress, like a blue gym mat back in school. So yeah, obviously that feeling walking into prison in any country, it's not nice. It's not a nice feeling walking in that first night. It's scary. You're sort of wondering what's going to be going on, especially if you held on remand. You're not going to know what's going on with court. You might be innocent, you might not be. Yeah, so that sort of feeling isn't nice, no matter what country, what prison you're walking in. That first night is scary, but at least in England you've got your own clothes, you've got your photos, you've got things like that you can take in with you. You've got TV, so you can sit down and watch the film at night, or your cellmate might have a CD player. You can listen to a bit of music, talk to someone, or if you're on your own, you just got your own headspace for a bit. Cook up a bit of food, do you know what I mean? If get your canteen pack, you can cook up a bit of noodles, something like that, to sort of try and make it as relaxed as possible for your first night in there. Now, compared to going from courts in Thailand, you're put onto a metal bus, sort of rock solid metal seats. I was handcuffed to another prisoner, sort of by the wrists, and we had the ones on our ankles as well. And we was driven in. The first prison we went to there was a remand prison. We went there, we got strip searched. So it was all of us standing there in a line, all just naked. Just had to strip off, and you come by one, checked us all. Again, in England, you put in a little cubicle, you do the squat a couple of times, but they're not properly in there, whereas in Thailand, they're sort of getting all up in your business, shall we say. So yeah, that's a bit more open. You then sit down on the floor, they come out with a bit of bit of rice, bit of soup. So you're given that, you're eating that, you're then back on the bus and took to the actual prison. Sort of got in the prison now. It was the very old-fashioned fingerprints. Where you're putting it on the black and then onto the paper. You're standing there with your number on the thing. You're not given an ID card. You can have two t-shirts and 2 shorts when you go in of your own. And then they give you a blue. When prison I was in, some prisons it's brown, some it's blue. I was given a blue top, like light coloured blue top and dark coloured blue shorts. And he took into the prison through the gates. Yeah, and standing there surrounded by hundreds of prisoners, waiting to sort of be obviously took to whatever cell and that you're gonna be put in. And then yeah, you strip searched again there in front of absolutely everyone. So there's no privacy in a place like that. There's nothing done to. It's all to make you less of a man. Do you know what I mean? Sort of put you down a peg or two from the minute you walk in, let you know who's in charge there. And then yeah, you put into the cell again. I was in a sort of, they called it induction cell again in the Thailand one. Put in there, you stay in there for a couple of nights. Now I'm walking into a cell where you got 70, 80 people just laying on the floor. There's no blankets, no nothing. Yeah, you've got 78, 80 people just laying on concrete, or it's wooden and concrete flooring. You've got a few fans. I think there's about 4 fans between all of us, and you've got one TV that comes on for a few hours a day. So we arrived quite late, so it was just go in. There's a room leader, get told where to sit. You're not sitting there, you've got all these people staring at you. Everyone's wanting to know what you're there for. You can't speak the language. So trying to communicate, a lot of them don't speak English, you don't speak Thai. Even if you speak a little bit of Thai, it's not gonna go very far in a place like that. So yeah, your first night, you got no space, surrounded by everyone, you're sitting there like a sardine like this, you got someone here, someone there. Again, I'm putting some photos of the sort of conditions, the sleeping conditions there compared to England. So yeah, that first night in Thailand is definitely a lot worse than the first night in England. You got no comforts, you got nothing. It's literally stripped, absolute bare. So yeah, and then when it sort of comes to just your day-to-day activities, your day-to-day life, say the comparison. Again with England, you get woken up in the mornings. You'll be either given exercise where you go outside. It's a little sort of square bit. There's an outdoor gym, things like that. You go out there for an hour. Association where everyone's out. You can play pool. I'll put some photos in of a UK prison sort of hall. A couple of pool tables that have ping pong tables. Sort of everyone's sort of listening to music. Everyone's laughing. Sort of eating a bit of food. Do you know what I mean? It's a very relaxed atmosphere. Obviously, there's fights in prison. Of course, there is. UK prisons have definitely got a reputation for more gang violence. I think that's what mainly happens. And if you get in debt, that's the reasons why you're fighting in a prison in England. Really, is getting debt or something to do with the streets has followed you inside. So yeah, your day to day. Like I said, you're waking up. This is again induction week. You're waking up. You're getting outside for a bit. You got open showers. When I was in the first prison I was in, it's like shared showers, but yeah, cubicles. Again, everyone's in there, you're sharing a shower, but it's actual proper shower, hot water. There's no time limit on it, anything like that. So yeah, even that's nice. Like I said, you're getting to play pool, you're getting to chill out for a couple of hours. You don't get given your lunch. Your lunch is normally like a baguette. You'll get like a bag of crisps or a chocolate bar, maybe a piece of fruit. Something like that. So yeah, a lot of people, they'll remix it. That's what we call it, remixing. So you might recook it, maybe cut up if you've got the sausages or something, you'll cut up the sausages, make it hot, put it back in the baguette, that sort of thing, just to sort of spice it up, give the food a little bit of flavour. Some prisons do have access to microwaves, so you can get bread, you can go in there and make cheese bread, you can do eggs, things like that. People doing. And then yeah, you banged up for a couple of hours. You then come out. Again, you'll have like association in the afternoon. You'll get your dinner. Again, there's a range. You get to do your menu each week, putting down what you want for your dinner. Choice of vegetarian, halal, sort of four or five different meals that you can choose from. Again, they're not bad. Do you know what I mean? Decent portion sizes. You then put in yourself for the night, but you got your TV. Some people have CD players. Some people even have Xboxes, PlayStations, things like that. So that's the only wind down time. You're sort of sitting there at 9 o'clock, film 4, put a bit of film 4 on, maybe watch a bit of Love Island, things like that. Everyone's shouting through the doors, talking about what's on TV. It's a very much more relaxed atmosphere. Cook again, everyone cooks in their kettles in prisons in England, so you can have a little cook up in the kettle, do mackerel, tuna, things like that. And yeah, just sit there, chill. If you've got a good cellmate, it's better. Some people on their own. Some people are two-man cells. So maximum you're in is you and one other person. So if you get along with them, it makes it even better because you've got someone to sort of have a laugh with. Again, now with your day-to-day life in a Thai prison, you're getting woken up early. You're having to do I think it's the national anthem first. Everyone's got to stand up, sing the national anthem. You then do the morning, the prayer, the Buddhist prayer. You're then doing that. Everyone has to make up, fold up their beds. It has to be done the exact way. Little blanket, big blanket, stacked up on top of each other. Your stuff. Everyone has to be neat. It's all done in a way. And then you're let outside. So the prison I was in Lopburi prison. We had a little outside bit. It was like basically a football pitch, but it was just basically a bit of. It probably used to be grass there a few years ago, but it's not anymore. It's like that sort of sandy gravel thing. You've got the volleyball bit where the sort of lady boys will play volleyball and most of the boys will sit there and play football. But you're just doing laps. There's nothing to do. There's no outdoor gym, nothing like that. So yeah, you're just doing laps, walking around. You then have they'll call you for count. So you all sit down around, you had like the house block here, you had the outside bit, and then the other side of it, we'd all sit down in your rows of your cell. You'd have to do your numbers, time, see, like you'd have to call out your number when you're sitting along. Luckily I could count to 20, so they always made sure I was in the first 20 so I could get my number correct. Otherwise you get beaten for not saying the correct number. And yeah, so then you queue up, get your food, which is rice, soup. It's meant to be chicken and vegetable. It's more like vegetable featuring one or two strains, small little strands of chicken, but yeah, it's the same day in, day out. No, the food's no different twice a day. And then yeah, back again walking around up until dinner, same thing. Sit down, you do the count, you then go back to your cell afterwards, you then do the count, you put in for the night, they put the telly on for a few hours. Everything's in Thai. So obviously, sometimes they put music on, sometimes it'd be a film, sometimes it'd just be normal TV. And yeah, that would be on for about 2-3 hours, but around 9-10 o'clock, it'd be everything would turn off, everyone has to be silent. There's no talking, no nothing after 9 o'clock at night. So round up until 6 in the morning. So like you said, you're surrounded to 70, 80 other people. Again, there is a lot of fights in there. It's more people just get annoyed with each other. It's little things, stepping over people constantly just to go to the toilet. Getting English prison, you've got your own toilet in your room. In there, you've got 2 holes between 80 of you. The showers, you're going out once a day having a shower, but it's just a trough of water, and you've got a little bucket that you just chucking over you. Again, you do that in your free time while you're walking around. When it comes to sort of rehabilitation side of things, shall I say, getting English prison says you can work, you can do education. Me personally, I've done an IT course. While I was in there, I also done a railway course, doing work on the railways when I went to Cat C prison. So I spent most of my time doing education courses rather than working. At one point I did have a job in the kitchens for a little bit, and then I went on to an education course after that. So yeah, and again, that takes up sometimes 4 or 5 hours of your day. So, and then you're getting out, Do you know what I mean? By the time you're getting back to your cell, you're tired. It's your day done. It's quite quick, and it's not an enjoyable time because you're still locked away from everything, but it makes it as easy as it possibly can. With the Thai prison I was in, I can't speak on other prisons because I think the long-term prisons, they do have some sort of work system, but in the prison I was in, there wasn't any. Never got asked to work, never got anything. It's just the same repetitive Groundhog Day. You walk around, you do your time. You walk around, you go to sleep. You walk around to eat, sleep. That's it. There's no difference. It just drains you. Absolutely drains you. So yeah, like I said, difference between the two is absolute night and day. Thailand makes England look like a five-star hotel. I can see why people come back. Like, I've heard other people's stories and things like that they've returned from prison abroad, prison in Thailand, then not been asked about committing crime in England, because at the end of the day, the punishment isn't really a punishment. Once you've been through a place like that and you've experienced it, somewhere like England doesn't feel like a punishment to you anymore. So I've heard a lot of people going down that route. So, but yeah, just the conditions overall. Just I saw people die in English prisons more due to suicide. Saw one killing due to violence, but mostly suicide. In Thailand, it's conditions. It's skin diseases, it's other diseases, it's malnutrition, it's things. I saw a lot more people just dying just generally of just laying there dying. No one's attacked them, no one's touched them. Things like that, and they're generally dying just because of health reasons. So, do I think one prison is better than the other? No, I mean, obviously, yes, the conditions for England is a lot better, but I do think England is a bit too easy. I do think Thailand is way too harsh. So if there was maybe a meeting point between the two, could be the perfect sort of thing. Sort of what place would I be more scared to go to prison in? It'd obviously be Thailand. If I had to sit there and think, where would I'd rather be in England with my feet up on the bed, with a load of snacks, load of food. Do you know what I mean? And watching a film at 9 o'clock with my feet up, my slippers, over sitting in a room with 300 odd people. So yeah, there's, again, like I said, it's completely night and day. But a lot more people in them countries that do have laws like that, do have prison systems like that, people are a lot more scared. You go to prison once, you don't go back. With England, it's a revolving door. You go once, you go back. Not a lot of people don't go again, because there's not really a big deterrent. There's not a deterrent for people not to do something in England because of how sort of easy the prison system is here. And then you know all your friends, a lot of people know a lot of people, things like that. So, and like the only other really different things, like I said, with the say food situation in England, you got get your canteen. So once a week you get a canteen sheet. I'm trying to put that in. You get a canteen sheet, and basically you fill out what you want as long as you've got money on your books. So you can spend about 28, 30 quid a week. If you're working, you can spend a little bit more. Plus you get your wages from working, you get a couple of quid a day. If you're doing education, it's the same, you get paid for it. So yeah, and then you can buy your food, buy your munchies, buy your fizzy drinks, your crisps, your tunas, your protein shakes, your anything. You can even go to a gym 3-4 times a week if you're well behaved. You know what I mean? You got very good equipped gyms in UK prisons. That's why a lot of people come out there quite a lot bigger than what they went in. So with Thailand, yes, you've got a shop. You can put in a slip to ask whether you can go to the shop. It's about once or twice a week people get to go. But it's buying things like dry noodles, coffee, instant coffee, 3-in-1s. Everyone was buying 3-in-1s. At the time I went to prison, smoking was illegal. Completely banned smoking across Thailand. Obviously in England you can smoke vapes. So yeah, I know before England it was legal to smoke cigarettes, and so was Thailand. But yeah, now both I've been in, it's been illegal to smoke. When you had access to a vape, Thailand, it was literally nothing. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of share what I personally think are the differences between the UK and Thailand. Another thing I wanted to sort of say, and this is more to other people that watch this. I'd like to sort of speak to some other people on this channel, get other people's views on Thailand. It can be absolutely anything. You could be. I don't want this channel just to be about my mistakes and sort of the story of someone who's experienced the bad side of Thailand. I want to have people on here that have experienced the good side, people that have succeeded, people that have gone out there, started businesses and done really well. I want to hear their stories. Whether you want to send your story to me and I can portray your story, read your story out. Whether you want to come on here on a video call, things like that. Obviously, I'm planning to speak to a few people, friends, things like that have been out there, get their side of things, and actually do it like more sit down podcast style. But yeah, if you think you've got any sort of story, whether you're a tourist, whether you just go there for holidays, why do you choose Thailand? What's your perspective? I wanna hear about it, speak about it, compare, and like I said, just get everyone's story. You might not even think that your story's anything interesting, but I just want to hear as many sides of Thailand as I possibly can from as all different type of people as I can. So if you think that's something to be up for, give me a message. Either drop me a comment on here. Go to the Instagram Asia Unveiled as well. Same picture as this channel, so you should be able to find it on Instagram. Just drop me a message on there. And yeah, we can hopefully do something like that. So I've got part 3 or 4, I think 4 coming out tonight, 5 p.m. Part 3 coming out tonight, 5 p.m. Got part 4 coming out in a couple of days. So I'm probably gonna do one or two other videos during the week. So yeah, give me a subscribe, give me a follow, comment, like, and yeah, if there's anything people want to see from us, any ideas people have got, feel free to do it. Another thing I'm gonna do when I hit between 500 to 1,000 subscribers, if I hit that, when I do, I'm going to do like a Q&A, and I'm going to do, honestly, I'm just going to do it from the comments. I'm going to basically do a video saying my next video is going to be the Q&A, leave your comments here, and I'm going to be fully honest with it and answer absolutely every single comment. There won't be one comment that gets left out. So whether you've got something good, whether you've got something bad, whether you've got a perception of me, whether you've got something you want to ask me, and anything, absolutely anything you want to say, anything you want me to answer personally, you can leave a comment on that, and I will answer every single question. So yeah, that's the plan going forward. But I hope everyone has a good day, has a good week, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you. Bye.